What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened Early Access and my full progression Let's Play series. Now, last episode we finished up the campaign with the summit. Now, we still do have one more map left. Now, it's one of the bonus maps here, and that is the Magus quarters. Most of you will remember the Magus quarters from in the Dungeon Defenders 1 days, and we are going to tackle the Magus quarters this episode. Now, before we get to that, we do have some loot to look at, so let's get after it. Alright, now taking a look through, let's see, did we get anything that is an upgrade that we can use right away? Now I'm taking a look at primitive gear right at the moment. Now I do want to swap up one of my characters out of primitive gear. I actually don't have anything. I've got these gloves, I can't use those until level 34, so we still have a ways to go there. Now, once again, my other primitive gear set is on my Squire. I'm going to want to mix these up and use a different armor set on every character just to make the farming go a little bit smoother. So no upgrades for the Squire here. On our Apprentice, we've got the Militia set. So let's take a look and see if we have any Militia gear. We've got 2 pairs of boots. And let's see, range and rate. See, I could go up 1 power but lose 2 rate. Actually, I think this is the pair of boots I had last episode. It just doesn't feel worth it to get 1 more power to lose 2 rate. So I'm just going to stay away from that one. And then this one doesn't have full builder stats. So, you know, I can actually get rid of both of those pieces pretty darn safely. And then taking a peek at the Monk, we are in minor gear. So for minor stuff, what do we have? Do we have any potential ups? No. Power and range. That one's debatable. I would actually gain more in stats. 1 more stat from using this blue one. However, power and range is pretty darn nice on the Monk. Now here we've got what? 4 to 5 power, range, and rate. We would go up 1 in range, but we would lose 3 fort and 1 rate, so that one doesn't really feel like it's worth it either. Same thing there, just doesn't really feel like it's an even trade-off. Do we have anything looking good here? It looks like I've got no potential upgrades to equip right now at all. Here I could go with 2 more power to lose 1 range, or pardon me, 2 more fort to lose 1 range. That one's debatable whether or not it's worth it. You know what? In fact, I think I'm just going to go with it just so I get that feeling that I'm upgrading something here, for God's sakes. But we also have some points to apply. So we've got 13 points to go with on our Monk. Where are we sitting at? Power, range, and rate. You know what? It's kind of debatable here, but I think this time around, we're going to go into that range just a little bit further to start getting ourselves ready for some survival mode. So let's put 5 points into range, and then let's just go with that remaining 8 points directly into the power. Now, same thing here with the Apprentice. I want to start getting ready for survival mode. Range is going to help me out quite a bit there. I'm going to go a few more points in range, and then everything else just into raw power. On the Huntress, you know what? Let's do the exact same thing. A few points into range, rest into power, and then of course on our Squire, he is our waller and baller, but we are just walling right now, so all going to go into fortify. So let's hop on in and take on the Magus quarters. We're still in hard mode. I'm not going to toggle hardcore difficulty on yet. And the reason I'm not is hardcore is an actual loot, a straight loot modifier. Right now, I'm already getting loot that I can't equip yet. So for me personally, it doesn't seem like it makes much sense to use hardcore now to get even more loot that I can't equip yet. However, we will be using hardcore all the time, just as soon as we can get started into survival maps. So let's get this Magus quarters running. And here we go, the wonderful Magus quarters. Like I said, lots of people will remember this one from DD1 and DD2. It has been in every Dungeon Defenders game so far. We got one little luxury here versus some of the previous, and that's we got a little death hole here. So it was awfully nice of Chromatic to throw on some steel grates and keep us out of the fiery goo below. But let's see, let's go ahead and get things started here. What are we going to start off with? 200 mana. So I think the obvious choice is to just wall it up straight up right here. So let's go with a wall on each lane. And what is that going to leave us? That's not going to leave us enough to put an explosive trap on each lane. You guys know I love starting off with explosive traps. It's just such a powerful defense. It packs a big punch. It's all physical damage. So elemental immunities do not have to worry. The explosive trap is still going to get the damage in there. Now I don't have enough to complete that third lane. So this lane I'm going to have to DPS everything down. And it will be a little bit of a slow roll, I'm pretty sure, as I am in desperate need of another weapon upgrade here very, very quickly. Oh, we're actually burning through them at a decent clip. You know, obviously I'm in need of a weapon upgrade, but it's just wave 1, so tough to really expect too much out of it. And we've actually got enough just from that to throw our explosive trap down, so let's go ahead and get it laid down now. And we've got some good baseline protection now at every wave, or every lane, pardon me, that I'm sure is going to get us through wave number 1. Let's see, we got a little bit of a gap here in between mobs. I do want to keep an eye out for flyers. I know this map does have flyers, so I'm not sure when they start coming playing on hard mode campaign. We'll just let them make their way up here. Once again, doing a turtle build like this actually slows the map down, but in this particular map for sure, it's just a really, really easy way to set up when you break this entire map down to just 3 lanes. Alright, we've got 72 DU left, and I think we're going to go with our normal setup. So we're going to go, a Strength Drain and an Electric Aura on each lane. Let's get those 2 down. And Ensnare Aura would be hugely beneficial here. But let's get the basics down first and see what's left. And remember, I am going to have to worry about flyers, so I'm going to want to keep that in mind when I'm placing these defenses. I don't want to eat all of the DU up yet. Alright, now there's only 26 mana left, so I don't really have enough mana to do anything else. But let's get some more. So we should have flyers this wave, but the benefit I have this wave is each lane is basically got a good basic setup in place, so everything will pretty much die, and I can just kind of wait for these flyers to come out. Oh yeah, just chewing right through them like they're nothing. Even the orcs are just one shot to the mighty explosive trap. Let's keep collecting it up. Is there anything else we want to add here right away? I don't think so. I kind of want to 42 DU when I look at it. I could do some silliness with magic missile towers. Or I could take a smart move and go 8 flame bursts. 8 flame bursts would be 2 at each lane plus 1 at each flyer lane, which to me seems like an awful lot of power. I really think that would get the job done pretty easily. Now I won't have enough DU left to put strength drains on those flyers, so I will want to make sure that I'm burning up any flyers that come through that are immune to the flame burst damage. And let's see, I'm not gonna upgrade anything yet. It's always so hard to resist the temptation to upgrade, and then I look and I see I've still got so much DU left, so definitely best to get more defenses placed down first. And let's see, how do we want to do it? Let's go with that, we'll go a flame burst right here. we'll go another flame burst here. We'll put one in for the flyers. And basically just kind of rinse and repeat this all the way around. So 2 flame bursts on each lane, plus 1 on each flyer lane. I'm going to run out of mana here, but that's not too big of a deal. Now I'm trying to put these back far enough away. If you look, I'm putting them on the crack, really, at the mortar of where the second brick would be. So I'm giving it 2 bricks worth of distance here, hoping to avoid a little bit of that cleave damage when any melee mobs do make it to the wall. But let's see how we do. Now here comes our first flyers. That one's poison immune, so I'm pretty sure it's just going to get wrecked. The flame burst should one-shot any of those flyers that are not immune to fire damage. We've just got 1 flame burst to place. That's going to leave us 2 DU left over. Now, I'm unsure if I'm going to get enough XP to get to 34. 34, of course, is our next gear upgrade mark, so I'm going to want to get there. However, though, now that we have completed the campaign, my main priority is going to be getting to level 60, as level 60 is going to be to the point where I can fully upgrade my defenses, and that's going to make survival much, much easier. But in addition to that, level 60, and I'm going to be able to equip legendary gear from insane mode, and that is really where the big gains are going to come next. Now, I will have full sets of purple on by the time I get to that state. However, level 60 is the next big milestone the second the campaign is completed. Now, we're at a point in the game where a little bit of XP grind is without a doubt going to be in order, because even after I get to level 60 and get into some insane survivals, I'm going to just want to even push it up from there, where I'm going to want to get to level 70 for the next tier, then 78, then 83, etc. So it's all about getting the gear and leveling up from this stage. Now we've got 7 left. Let's go ahead and go 1 more flame burst over here, and now we can start throwing some upgrades around. I think, you know what, let's just hit the electric aura, the shrink drain aura, and the explosive trap on every lane, and we'll actually have exactly enough DU to do that. Oops, and I misclicked the electric aura, so we got an extra upgrade there. Oops, it happens. Not enough mana left over here, but we're in wave 4 now, and this match is flying right on by. I do want to make sure that the flyers are not fire immune when they come out, so I do want to be conscious of that. I left that one sitting up there for a little while last wave, and that took some shots at my flame burst, of course. There is plenty of repair mana now. We are getting there, that is for sure. $200 mobs left. We've actually only gone through, what, about 20% of the mobs. Not even 20% of the mobs so far from this wave. So this one is definitely, they're taking their time, coming out nice and slow-like. Everything is just getting annihilated, though. So that is definitely a plus. Let's see. We got poison immunity. I'm not seeing any fire immune flyers. There's actually one right there. We'll just put the hurt on that guy real quick. And then now we're past that halfway mark of the wave and should be able to burn the rest of this out relatively quick. Now I just want to continue my upgrade cycle that I was working on. Let me grab all of the mana I can come up with here. We'll just let this other 124 mobs work their way out. Now I wanted to get the explosive trap. The strength drain I already got here. Did I get the electric aura here yet? Hard to find it. There it was. See, it looks like I did already get the electric aura. So now all of our traps and auras are upgraded. Let's move on to these flame bursts. I'm going to spread it out a little bit and kind of hit 1 on each of the lanes. until I get a little bit more mana. And then when we go into wave 5, we'll have just a touch more to throw around. Just about there, though. 77 mobs left. And boy, I tell you, I hope a weapon drops. Now, if a decent weapon drops, no matter what the hero is, I'm probably going to switch over to using that hero as my DPS hero. Just because, you know, whatever's the best weapon I have in my hand is going to be the most effective for what I'm doing at the moment. So we'll have to take a look at the drops and see what we get. See, hopefully, we get a nice blue piece that we can equip. I don't think... I'm pretty confident I won't be anywhere near level 34 after this one, so I'm going to have to do some more. So a level 27 weapon would be pretty darn ideal right now. Just throw a few last minute upgrades around, and let's get it, as wave 5 is coming, and it should be GG's on this one. I haven't seen an ogre yet. I'm actually a little surprised about that. This is actually my first time doing hard mode on campaign. Of course, when this map released just a few updates ago, I jumped right in to try it out on Nightmare, and I never really bothered with hard or insane to check it out at all. But yeah, this hard mode is not so hard. No ogres to be found. Now there's gonna have to be an ogre this wave, right? It seems like we can't go the entire map without ogres, but I mean, you never know. Let's go ahead and throw just as many upgrades around as we can. Maybe we can get one right here. And keeping an eye for any fire immune flyers. Looks like we're good there. And we're good here so far, so doing good. Still no ogre. Actually, there is one fire immune flyer right here. Of course, you do see that little fire icon directly above the mob's health bar to the right if it is immune to any particular element. And the only one I care about for these flyers is fire, so I do want to watch out for that. Grab a little bit of this mana here. Actually, it's wave 5. It doesn't even matter at this point. Just keep the walls healthy and win. I got more than enough to pretty much repair through or upgrade through anything that might come out now. Here is another fire immune flyer. 99 mobs left. Still a few Gobus kicking down there. And here comes our first ogre finally. Only 82,000 health it looks like. So that ogre should not be too terrible to deal with. Of course, he's going to throw his ogre snot balls all over everybody. That just ain't right. But, you know, they do that. And this guy should just melt. Yeah, he's already past the halfway mark. 2 flame bursts while sitting on an explosive trap inside of an electric aura. That's bad news for that ogre right there. So there we go. There is all of the base maps complete now. We completed the campaign and the only bonus map currently available in early access. And next up, we're going to want to start to make some decisions about what we want to do. We want to start getting some gear, but I also want to start thinking about getting up to level 60. But that will do it for this episode, so thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to click that like button and please subscribe. I will be taking this account all the way through up to Nightmare gear, doing as minimal stat builds as I can along the way just to progress up to the next notch. So thank you once again, and I will see you all real soon. Take it easy.